How do you create? How do you shift your mindset? It's not a negative. It's not a bad thing. We want to focus on what it is that we want to create. How to use the power of gratitude to amplify your results. Now, we hear a lot about gratitude. Everyone says, wake up with your daily gratitude practice and, write down those 5 things that you're grateful for. But I want to go deeper than that. And there's a few concepts that I want to share with you. And again, please, let us know how this is resonating with you and what your takeaway is. Gratitude means that we are talking about what we're grateful for. Now, there's a couple of schools of thought around gratitude. Number one, it's recognizing what's already there. And what that does is it shifts our focus into what we have. Now, when you look at how do you create, how do you shift your mindset, how do you determine without a doubt the path that you're going to head down and carve that path out and create the results you want, it's managing and being the driver's seat in the area of your focus. Henry David Thoreau says, stand guard at the portal of your mind. So we want to be very diligent about what we're focusing on. You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. So often we're focusing on what the problem is. So often we're focusing on what's missing. So often in life we focus on what's wrong. Now, that's a natural reaction. It's not a negative. It's not a bad thing. We're human beings designed for survival. So in order to survive, we had to look at what's missing. We had to look at the dangers around the world. We had to look at notice the branch that's starting to make noise because there might be a tiger, behind that. And so we're designed to focus on or to look for those dangers. But that's not the way to create. That's the way to stay in survival. That's the way to stay on high alert. And when we want to create, we have to shift from that survival mentality, from that survival state to the creation state. And in creation, we want to focus on what it is that we want to create. We want to focus on what it is that we want. You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. Is it that dream relationship? Is it that dream career? Is it the freedom that the money provides? Is it the optimal health? Is it the energy that gets you through your day so you can play with your children? So when you're focusing on that, then everything works towards the creation of that. You start to magnetize to you the resources, the people, the ideas, the habits will start to be, you'll start to be pulled towards the habits that will create those results. So the focus is number one. When you start the practice of gratitude, you shift your focus into what's already there. And that shifts your mindset into the positive spin on things. And when you're looking at things from a positive place, you're a lot more able to find solutions versus focus on the problems. I just spoke last week at an entrepreneur boot camp. And one of the questions that was asked is, how do you manage, when things like COVID happens and all of a sudden everywhere around the world, business is shutting down? And what I shared was, number one, it's, you have to be vigilant about where your focus is on. If your focus is on the world is ending, there's COVID, everything's shutting down, businesses are going out of business, there's no consumers, there's no money, all of that stuff, the problem creates the anxiety and creates a constriction that will assure that no solution can get through. When you're focused on, okay, this is something that we can overcome. Look, we're still in business today. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? But the fact is that this is what's going on in the world. What can we do differently? And focus on the gratitude of the fact that we have the ability to shift things. Now, all of a sudden, you open up to solutions. Now, all of a sudden, the ideas come to you. Now, all of a sudden, it's easy to pivot and change and shift things you're doing to meet the demands of the community so you can continue to thrive in your business. So that simple shift opens you up to solutions versus getting constrained and stuck in the problem, which really forces a person to get curled up in the corner and doesn't allow them to grow, doesn't allow them to open up to those ideas that will expand their possibility for their life.